Hello students, welcome to mathematics class. Students, this is part 18 of the chapter number system. In this part 18, we will solve the questions from exercise 1.5. Coming to the question number 1, classify the following numbers as rational or irrational numbers. Here there are 5 sub questions given. First one, 2 minus root 5. You know that here 2 is rational number and root 5 is an irrational number, and here the operation between rational and irrational is subtraction, and you know the sum or difference or product or the quotient of rational one number being that another number being irrational will be always an irrational number. The sum of rational irrational is an irrational number. The difference of rational irrational is an irrational number. Even product of one rational another being irrational is going to give result as irrational number, and even the division operation done between one rational number another irrational number results the quotient being irrational number. So we know that principle. With that, ultimately we say 2 minus root 5 is an irrational number. So this is the summary. Any operation between one rational and another irrational results an irrational number. Now coming down to the question number 2, 3 plus root 23, which we can write by removing 3 plus root 23 minus root 23. You know this root 23 value is same where once added another time subtracted can be cancelled. Now left over is only 3, that means it is a rational number. So I can say now thus given number is a rational number because it is resulting 3, which is rational. Third question is 2 root 7 upon 7 root 7. Here 2 root 7 nothing but 2 into root 7 by similarly 7 root 7 nothing but 7 into root 7, where if I consider root 7 something like, let's say, some variable, you can say any variable, let's say k, the variable k. Now what is the k upon k? What is k upon k? You know k divided by k cancels and gives you 1. So thus similarly here root 7 get cancels and gives you 2 upon 7 as the number resultant as a quotient. I say that's therefore the given number it is again a rational number. Now moving on to the fourth one, let me wipe out. If you want to note down, you can note down this. I will take fourth one. Now fourth one, 1 upon root 2. Here you know 1 is a rational number divided by root 2 is an irrational number. An operation between one rational number another irrational number will always results an irrational number. Therefore it is an irrational number. Now moving on to the fifth question, 2 pi, which is nothing but 2 into pi. You know that pi is an irrational number. I have already told while explaining about irrational numbers, irrationals are divided into two types. One, surds, another transcendental, TRANSCEDENTAL, transcendental irrational numbers. So children, you know surds will be of the form nth root a with certain definition. Anyway, I have already told, where you will have root 2, cubed root 5, 7th root 200, all these being surds. Earlier you have seen questions such as 2 root 7, it is a surd. You have seen 2 minus root 5, it is a surd. So these we have nth root a form or maybe rational with same nth root a form. They are all surds, simple surds and compound surds. You will come to know later. So we have surds being irrational numbers, where if you find root 2 value 1.414, cubed root 4 if you find, you will get some number 0.3 and so on. They are all transcendental, they are all surds, whereas transcendental irrational numbers are there. One way, here you will have 1.043, 056, 00 and so on. Here in this decimal expansion neither terminating nor recurring. Such number cannot be converted into surd, but surds can be converted into this non-terminating, non-recurring decimal numbers. Here the numbers which are given in decimal form having non-terminating, non-recurring, they are all basically called transcendental irrational numbers. We have a procedure of converting surds into transcendental, but we don't know how to convert transcendental into surds. In that way, pi is such a number which value is 3.14 and so on something. We know that decimal form neither terminating nor recurring, but we don't have its equivalent surd. So pi is transcendental irrational number, and 2 into such, again it is an irrational number. Why? Because product of rational and irrational always irrational number. So 2 pi is an irrational number. Okay, it's a one way transcendental irrational number. Then moving on to the question number 2. In question number 2, we are asked to simplify the given expressions or given operations between irrational numbers. In particular, you are going to have operations between square root of numbers. We have learnt identities related to square roots. Using them we will do it. Now 3 into 2 plus 3 into plus root 2 plus root 3 into 2 plus root 3 into root 2. This is the operation. 3 2s are 6 plus 3 root 2 plus root 3 into 2, or we can write it as 2 root 3 plus root 3 into root 2 is root under 3 into 2. Ultimately it is written as root 6. So the answer is, it's a 4 term surd, 6 plus 3 root 2 plus 2 root 3 plus root 6. This is the answer. Now moving on to the next question. Question number 2. 3 plus root 3 minus 3 minus root 3. It is just like p plus root q multiplied by p minus root q, whose product is p square minus q. So this identity we have seen, using it we will do it. Here p is 3 and root q is root 3. So this comes from x plus y into x minus y, simple same identity. So ultimate answer is 3 square minus 3, which is nothing but 9 minus 3, 6 is the answer. Then moving on to the third question. In third question, we have got root 5 plus root 2 whole square. Using identity root p plus root q whole square we will do, where root p whole square plus 2 times of root p into, it is 2 times of root p into root q plus root q whole square, where root p whole square is p plus 2 times of root p into root q can be written as root under pq plus root q whole square is q. So that's how we do this question also. Here root p is root 5, root q is root 2. So it becomes 5 plus 2 times of root under 5 into 2 plus 2. So this 5 and this 2 both are rational numbers. The rational part, 5 added to 2 gives you 7 plus 2 times of root under 5 2s are 10. So this is the answer. Here you could see 7 being rational part. We say rational number because that we say it's a rational part, and 2 times of root 10 we call it as irrational part. And this is called compound surd, which is a sum of one rational part, another irrational part, where that irrational part being surd. Then moving on to the fourth question. In this fourth sub question, again same root p minus root q multiplied with root p plus root q gives you root p whole square minus root q whole square, where root p whole square is p minus root q whole square is q. So using this identity we will do it. So here root p is root 5, root q is root 2. So end result is 5 minus 2, which is 3 is the answer. So product of these two irrational numbers gave us rational answer. So that's why the operation between two rationals is rational. Operation between two irrationals can be or may be rational or may not be rational, but one rational, another irrational, then the operation between them will always be irrational. Okay, it is rational into rational gives you rational, rational into irrational gives irrational, irrational into irrational may be rational or irrational. This is how the operation of product between rational happens. Okay. So, normally rational we will write it as Q. So, we can convert that R into Q to avoid confusion. Okay. Q, that is it. Rational into rational is rational. Rational into irrational is definitely irrational, but irrational into irrational may be rational or may not be rational, means it is irrational. Okay. Now, moving on to the question number 3, recall pi is defined as the ratio of the circumference of a circle to its diameter. You have learned that in a circle, if you find the circumference, that is total length of the boundary, that circumference upon its corresponding diameter d will be called as pi. So, pi is the ratio between circumference of a circle to its diameter. This seems to be contradiction that the fact pi is irrational. How will you resolve this contradiction? See children, no contradiction at all. Why I say no contradiction? Let me explain you. See, while you are measuring, how will you measure the circumference of a circle? Maybe using thread. When you are using thread and measuring the circumference of a circle, definitely little, that minuscule error will be there. Even when you are referring or when you are measuring this diameter using a ruler, still you will have some error. There is a possibility of error. There is a possibility of error while measuring the length of anything such as diameter or circumference. Thus, we do not know it is a rational or irrational. We do not know it is rational or irrational while measuring, because it lies on the same number line. Both rational and irrational lies on the same number line. So, that is why no contradiction. It is clearly pi is an irrational number. Okay. And now moving on to the question number 4. Represent root 9.3 on a number line. This is already done while I explaining the concept of representing root x on a number line. I have already done. You can refer that and you can copy or write down in your notebook while doing this one. Now moving on to the question number 5. In question number 5, we have got rationalize the denominators of the following. You know, while rationalizing the denominator, we need to find rationalizing factor of these denominators, irrational denominators, and multiply them to both numerator and as well as the denominator. So, 1 into root 7 is root 7, upon root 7 into root 7 is 7. Okay, you know, root 7 into root 7 gives you root 7 whole square, which is 7. Okay, so with that, this is the rationalizing denominator. So, question number 1 is over. Question number 2, rationalize the denominator of the following 1 by root 7 minus root 6 So rationalizing factor of root 7 minus root 6 is root 7 plus root 6. I have already told you for x minus y, rationalizing factor will be x plus y type. Here again same, we will multiply this rationalizing factor to both numerator and to the denominator. So we got 1 into root 7 plus root 6 equals to, upon root 7 minus root 6 into root 7 plus root 6. So 1 into root 7 plus root 6 is that only, upon this product 7 minus 6, which gives 7 minus 6 is 1, when the denominator is 1. So we specially need not write that denominator. So this is the rationalization. After doing rationalization to the denominator, this is the result. Now question number 3. Rationalize the denominator for 1 upon root 5 plus root 2. Again, we will find first rationalizing factor of root 5 plus root 2 by just changing the sign, plus into minus sign between root 5 and root 2, we get rationalizing factor. So 1 is multiplied by that root 5 minus root 2 upon here root 5 plus root 2 denominator is multiplied by the root 5 minus root 2. So 1 into root 5 minus root 2 gives same root 5 minus root 2 upon this product root 5 plus root 2 into root 5 minus root 2 is 5 minus 2. So 5 minus 2 is 3, 3 is the denominator. So root 5 minus root 2 upon 3, this is the rationalizing denominator equivalent fraction of the given 1 by root 5 plus root 2. Then moving on to the fourth question, 1 upon root 7 minus root 2, find the rationalizing factor of root 7 minus root 2, which is here I have written wrongly, it is not root 2, it is just 2. So root 7 plus 2 will be the rationalizing factor of this denominator. Now we will multiply numerator by root 7 plus 2, denominator root 7 minus 2 will also be multiplied by that rationalizing factor of it. Now 1 into anything gives the same, root 7 plus 2 comes as it is as a numerator by this root 7 minus 2 into root 7 plus 2 is 7 minus 4, 2 square comes, so 2 square is 4. So 2 square is 4, 7 minus 4 is 3, so 3 is the denominator. Now root 7 plus 2 by 3 will be the equivalent fraction of this irrational denominator 1 upon root 7 minus 2. So this is how we solve. With this, all the questions from exercise 1.5 are over. We will go for laws of exponents in our next part. Till then, take care of yourself. Jai Hind. Thank you.